everyone, I'm Christina Marie, this is Christmas Creations. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you're not already, please subscribe, like, share, comment below. What's it like being pregnant by an abuser? Or what's raising kids like with an abuser? Pregnancy is a nightmare. It's supposed to be this magical, wonderful, amazing thing. It's supposed to be a start of something new, something beautiful, something magical. And when you're being pushed down the steps, it's not as fun. When you have somebody telling you that you're fat and you're ugly and you're a whore and that child is not his, and he would take off and leave and just tell you about all the beautiful women that he just hung out with, it's not fun. When you were the only one working and they would financially abuse you by taking all of your money, it's not fun. You couldn't even go out and buy baby clothes without them griping and complaining about it because you weren't spending money on them. That was apparently, to them, their money. It's not fun. It's traumatizing. Something that's supposed to be blissful. Being in a hospital room with a baby and he's nowhere around because, he's probably out doing what he says he does all the time, and that's sleeping with other women that are prettier than you. Yet, you are the whore somehow, even though you're faithful. Narcissists are very good at making you look like the bad guy. They're very good at playing the victim. They have this personality that is just, it seems so wounded. You just want to love them. You just want to give them a hug. You just want to show them that not all women are horrible and they treat you like you were just scum. I have never felt so low in my life. I have never felt so lost. Even when I was hooked on drugs, I never felt so lost and useless. His family enabled him. His family would be like, yeah, I know you guys have problems, but it really can't be that bad. That's enabling. That's gaslighting. That's... They can be whoever they want to be for a short amount of time. Like, it would make me so mad. It would make me jealous that anybody in a grocery store or anybody outside, they'd see us together and they'd be like, oh, you two look so happy, because he could pretend to be happy. And then as soon as we get behind closed doors, it's just a switch of the personalities, and somehow, shame on me for being alive. He stressed me out so much that our daughter was born a month earlier. And that was him saying, of course, again, that I cheated on him and that wasn't his, and this, that, and the other. And, I was nothing but a useless whore. He would come home, he never cleaned. If there was one speck of dust or dirt on the floor, he would freak out and throw shit around. I have always used art as my outlet. It used to be singing. I used to sing all the time until I got silenced. And then I was afraid to even really ever open up my mouth again. So I turned it into art. I made jewelry and I put it in stores and I sold it on eBay, and I had my own Etsy stores, and he would break it. He would break it. He would get mad that I wasn't, spending that time on him, and he would destroy everything that I did. I would have to hide money if I wanted stuff for tampons. I wasn't even allowed to buy tampons. I wasn't even allowed to buy contacts. I had to wear these broken glasses with duct tape on them just so I could be able to see, because I wasn't allowed to have anything. But he was always afraid for his life to go to work and keep a job. Every real job I had, he'd show up. And just me smiling at somebody was automatically me sleeping with them. And he would cause a scene so much that I would get fired. I lost 7 jobs because of that. I couldn't even go into Walmart and be nice to anybody without him accusing me of cheating on him. Yet he could disappear for 2 or 3 days at a time and tell me all about what it is that he's doing. But he tells everybody that he left me, you know. He tells them, they do that. They're good at that. They make you out to be crazy. He would tell me all the time that his ex-wife was so much smarter than him that she couldn't keep him in jail, even though he tried to kill her, according to him. So, what was I going to do? He would tell me all the time that he had his Mexican mafia friends silence her, and he could have them silence me too. I had him on recording, and the Canyon City cops didn't do anything. I had him emit so much stuff on text messages that they ended up taking phones for compensation. You see, I get the cops, I understand, but I never called the cops on anybody. I was never for that. I was always a fighter. But having my little girl, and he would use that against me. He would go, your first husband's in prison for murder, and you never called the cops on him, even though he smashed your ribcage in. He'd be like, your ex-boyfriend broke your jaw, and you didn't call the cops on him. He's like, all I did was smash you with a metal bar stool and a steel toe boot, you know. Baby tried to kill you a couple times and threatened to kill you for 6 years, but, you know, you're calling the cops on me because you're a snitch. That's what narcissists do. That's how they win. They make you feel so low that you have nobody to trust. You second guess yourself until you feel so lost. I tried to kill myself. I tried to hang myself on my 30th birthday because he took off and we got into a fight and it was physical, and he did what he does. He took all my money, he took all my cards, he took all my identification. He took the car that I bought and left me and my daughter pretty much with nothing in the snow. Just to prove a point that I couldn't do anything without him. So I tried to kill myself. I tried to kill myself because I thought that was the only way that I could get away. I had nobody to listen. I had nobody to believe me. I had nowhere to go. I had no friends. I had no family. But I had my daughter. I remember her singing on the other side of the bathroom floor. Frozen had just came out. And she always reminded me of little Anna. She would sing, do you want to build a snowman? And the best part between us, I'm getting emotional as I'm telling this story. I remember waking up, it's like a 5-minute song. I remember waking up at this very specific point of the song, and that's when I knew that I had to do something. She was on the other side singing, we only have each other, it's just you and me, what are we gonna do? And I knew that she mattered more. I knew that I had to keep going. And I did. From that point on, I started stashing, even if it was just 50 cents at a time. I would hide it in places I knew he wouldn't find it. I always had to hand wash our laundry because he wouldn't give me money to go wash them at the washing machine. I had to hand wash them in the sink. But I started stashing money. I started stashing away pieces that I made when he wasn't around, that I sold to the stores around me that I could walk to without him even knowing about it, just to try to get a foot up. I never left with much, but I didn't really have to. I left with the only thing that mattered, my life and my daughter's. So yeah, they can tell everybody that they left you. And of course they're going to leave out the part where they called you 50 times in an hour today, because today is his birthday, 3 years ago, saying how he's going to kill himself, and I just ignored it. Because they're not going to kill themselves. They just want your pride. They want your energy. They want to drain it from you. They're going to say anything that they think that's going to make you give them a reaction. It feels so good to be free. And whereas it was traumatizing to be pregnant because I was so afraid of losing the only thing that mattered, I gained so much. I found my voice. She found her voice. And my life is amazing.